free AI tools saved me more than 20 hours last week, and they booked me more sales than my sales representative would have. And the crazy part is that they're less than $30 per month, or they're free. The problem that most business owners don't see is that they're doing a bunch of repetitive tasks that a virtual assistant could easily be doing, or an AI that works 24/7 and gets paid the bare minimum could easily do for them. Calls, follow-ups, appointment bookings, you name it, an AI representative can actually do that for you. This is not where your time should go. You should not be working inside your business like any other employee. You should be working on the business, focusing on the things that actually move the needle and generate more revenue. You're not lazy, you're just completely overloaded, exhausted, and burned out from the amount of things that you have on your plate that you think nobody else can do for you, because you know that you will do them better, faster, and in a much better way. But what if you could give all your knowledge to an AI that could actually do all of this for you? My name is Andrea, and I own a home service business that I purchased 2 years ago when I was completely miserable working with my husband on this 24/7. Non-stop. We barely had any time for our kids, barely had any patience for them because we were so stressed out and so burned out, until we implemented AI and automations. No, I did not start this automations and AI company because I was looking for a huge tech company. No, I was actually burned out, exhausted, and just trying to survive my own home service business. So then I realized I was actually good at it, I was passionate about it, and I completely loved and fell in love with it, and that's why I decided to make this my full-time job and hand the rest over to my husband. So today I'm going to be showing you 3 tools that you should definitely be implementing in your business today that will make your life a lot easier and will take a huge weight off your back. Let's go on to tool number 1. Tool number 1 is ChatGPT. If you're not using ChatGPT, you're already behind, but don't worry, you can still catch up and you can make this part of your every single day life. I told my husband ChatGPT is my best friend. He probably knows everything about me, my personal life, my whole professional life, what my goals are, my ambitions are, and it just knows exactly what to say to help me get to the next step. ChatGPT keeps memory and it learns from everything that you say to it. It's going to give you feedback. It's going to help you act as whatever you need it to act in your life. If you need a lawyer, if you need an accountant, if you need an entrepreneur with a bigger vision, which is something that I always use, you can ask ChatGPT and it will give you a perfect answer that resonates with that particular person. Here's what ChatGPT can actually do for you. It could write automated blog posts, it could write social media posts, it could give you advice, it could solve complaints, it could reply to emails, text messages, phone calls, you name it, ChatGPT can do it for you. And it even transcribes voicemails or voice notes into actual text and then converts that into tasks or notes or things that can be turned into actions. Here's a personal use case on how we use it in our home service business to ensure that it actually helps us and our customers. So we have actually combined ChatGPT, our email, and Make. And what it does is that whenever a customer, let's say we had someone last week, they reached out because they had a lot of weeds in their yard and they were really frustrated because they had paid us to get rid of the weeds and they still had a lot of weeds. And so they were really upset, but they didn't understand the actual process of how the weeds die. And so ChatGPT actually put together a really nice email that mentioned to the customer, hey, Mr. Customer, thank you for taking the time to reach out. Here's the way it works. We're going to spray your weeds and it's going to get much worse before it actually gets better. Unfortunately, your weeds are going to get all brown, showing that they're all died. Depending on how many weeds you actually have in your yard, it might look like everything's pretty dead. Then your sod's gonna start growing and then it's gonna start recovering. It's gonna take a couple of months before it actually looks better. Once ChatGPT does that, it's going to send that over to our technician for reservice to ensure we send out our technician in case that maybe he missed something or he didn't spray properly, to check if the actual weeds are dead or alive or see what's going on. It books it directly into our CRM for our technician to go out and reservice the property. I didn't have to be involved in that process. I actually didn't do anything at all. ChatGPT replied to the customer got a positive response, he's satisfied with the outcome because now he has a technician going out to the property, and he got an explanation of what he should expect for the next couple of months to really understand what's going to be the future like of his property. The most important part is that you're always going to be consistent with your responses, because ChatGPT, if you create an actual assistant that uses your knowledge base, this is like a bunch of documents that you can actually submit to ChatGPT. Your ChatGPT assistant actually drafts all the answers based on the data that you actually provide him. That helps because you're going to maintain a consistent tone. You're going to provide actual knowledge to the AI assistant so he knows what to answer and it doesn't just make up random answers or random information. And it's actually based on what type of service and what type of response you're looking to provide to your customer. The best part of all is that you can actually train ChatGPT to speak exactly like you and to respond the exact same way that you would respond by providing it with some examples of how you would handle each situation. Now let's go on to tool number 2. This is Make.com, and this is one of my favorite tools. I'm always talking about it because Make.com allows you to automate literally anything that you want. As long as it has an API, you can literally connect it with Make and with any other application, integrate it all together and make it work and do wonders. You can literally have any outcome that you want. Just think of a trigger, like what is going to trigger the scenario. Think of an action that it should take, and it should result in a specific output. I hope that's understandable. So it connects tools like our CRM, Jobber, it can connect Gmail, it can connect our AI representative like Retail AI, it can connect your GPT assistant, it could connect your database like Airtable. You can literally do anything that you want as long as it has an API. Some of the things that we're doing with Make.com is we're automatically sending post-service text messages to our customers, asking them to provide us with feedback regarding the service. If it's a positive feedback, we redirect them to post a Google review. If it's something negative, we automatically create a complaint for our crew to ensure that this is automatically addressed before the customer goes ahead and cancels. It creates reminders, assigns follow-ups, creates crew notes. It can literally do as much as you want it to do as long as you set it up correctly. And it can even tag complaints and rank crew performance. So here's why this matters, because when you automate these things and when you start making sure that you're not actually working on repetitive tasks, or you're not actually working on things that could easily be done or completed by a virtual assistant or an AI representative, you're actually focusing on the things that matter. You're not just another manager or another employee. You're now actually the CEO of your company, and you can actually focus on growing it because now you'll focus on sales, getting leads, making sure that you don't lose customers and your churn rate remains low. And these are the things that actually matter and actually move the needle on your business. Not to mention the fact that when you have a business that doesn't depend on you, it's actually more saleable and scalable. And tool number 3, that's going to be Retail AI. And this is the tool that we're using to answer all of our company's calls. This is our AI customer service representative. It's connected to OpenAI, which is the same thing as ChatGPT. And what it does is it actually answers every single one of our phone calls. Before we had our AI representative, we had missed calls, voicemails, things that weren't being attended to. We weren't replying to text messages. A bunch of leads were actually resulting in missed opportunities for us and for our business. After implementing our AI voice agent, we now are 100% sure that every single lead that calls gets booked in our manager's calendar 24/7, regardless of if it's Sunday or Monday. It's going to get booked in our manager's calendar to ensure he goes out to provide an estimate the following day. Our AI voice agent books appointments, handles frequently asked questions, handles complaints, and sends them over to our crew and to our manager. And the best part of all is that after every single call, all 3 of us, that's my partner, our manager, and myself, we're all getting a text message with a summary of the call and the outcome of the call. It says whether it was positive or whether it was negative, and it actually lets us know what the outcome of the call was. So if the customer is satisfied with the response, we can leave it as it is. But if it's not, we can actually have someone a human actually handle that call and ensure that the customer is satisfied with the outcome. In addition, this will actually help us ensure that our AI agent is trained better in case we can actually provide it with more rules or more guidelines, or even a better knowledge base that it can use to answer all of the calls. Guys, our AI agent talks like a real person 24/7, and it's really, really great. It has taken so much weight off our back that I cannot even share with you. The cost of not putting this in place was the fact that we had a virtual assistant that was taking calls, but she would also miss the calls because she was on the other line, or she simply went to the bathroom and missed the call and forgot to call back the customer, or when she called back the customer, it was already too late and the customer had already reached out to another company that had booked that appointment for them. Any 3 calls that you miss, at least in our business, it can easily result in missing at least $1,200 worth of sales. So it's so important that we now make sure that we answer fast, we send that estimate promptly, and now our sales have increased significantly. Now here are the reasons why most business owners won't actually implement this into their business. 1, they think it's too technical. If you're a little curious like me, you can actually go on YouTube and search a million tutorials that can teach you exactly how to use AI, how to use each one of these tools, and how to implement them into your business so they can give you the outcome that you're looking for. The reason number 2 is because people think it's actually too expensive. And if you do it yourself, it's not expensive at all. These tools are actually less than a dinner when if you go out with your partner and have food. It's actually less than that. So making sure that you implement this into your business, if you want to do it yourself, it's really, really affordable. You just really have to take the time to learn, but everything is already on the World Wide Web. So you can definitely find it anywhere to make sure that you implement this into your business today. And 3 is because you're saying to yourself, I don't have the time to implement this into my business. And that's the exact reason why you need to implement this into your business today, because every day that you're taking time to answer to 6 different emails, or answering to text messages, or making a decision on how your VA should answer to your customer's email, it's taking time that you could be actually spending on actually growing your business, actually using that time to make new contacts, to network, to make more sales, things that actually help you generate more revenue. You don't need to understand artificial intelligence, guys. You just need to use it and implement it today. Now, after implementing this in our business, here are some real numbers of how it changed our lives. It saved us more than 30 hours per month. Why? Because before we were taking 2 hours every single day to answer 2 emails. We don't do that anymore. We were taking at least 30 minutes to answer 2 text messages. We were answering phone calls, and that was taking us at least another 2 to 3 hours during the day. We had multiple calls, from booking new leads, from dealing with current customers. It was all taking a lot of time out of our day. Second benefit, it has actually increased the number of reviews that we get by at least 2 times, because now after every single service, we're sending an automated email and text message to our customer, letting them know that we have completed the service, showing them the pictures of what the property looks like after the service was completed, and sending them a link that's asking them for feedback, and then sending them to give us a Google review. And then number 4, it has actually improved our crew performance, because they know we're on top of the complaints. We're sending that over to them. We're providing training to them. They know exactly what they should do in order to improve and to ensure that they really don't get any more complaints. They now know the exact reason of why that customer was not satisfied with the service. So they can actually use our training to improve and make sure that it's not done and fixed appropriately. So guys, if you're running a home service business in 2025, please implement artificial intelligence into your business. You will do yourself a huge favor. I'm telling you, there's a huge before and after we implemented AI in our business, and I'm so glad that we did. If you're looking for someone to actually guide you or do this for you, you can actually book an audit with me using the link in the description box. I will show you exactly how you can find at least $10,000 worth of savings or profits that were leaking in your business, and how you can plug in these tools to help you finally breathe, get your time back, and actually help you spend more time with your family if that's what you want, or actually help you grow your business and focus on what really matters, the growth of your business. Because if you don't really have the time to do that, then you're just gonna be a slave of your own business. You might as well get a job where you clock out after 5 p.m. and you don't really have to deal with it again. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a comment below. Let me know what you would like to see on the next video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment box as well. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. I would really appreciate it, and it helps you get notified every time that I upload a new video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.